Hello everybody. Today I had planned to publish my video about domestic abuse in light of the fact that you had a murder suicide yesterday. But there's a more pressing issue that we need to talk about. Last night in the wee hours, I was contacted by a parent who had just finished her life. She was distraught. I spent a lot of time trying to calm her down. She was shaking like a leaf. You could hear the fear. You could hear the trepidation, like she don't know what she would do. She reached out to me, and I put the video on my page, and obviously it's in the me. It's all over now. It's all over. This woman, a mother of a 10-year-old little girl who had gone on a school trip with her school, Linstead Primary, was left in Linstead town after 10. And the mother turned fool. The mother literally turned fool. Me can't understand how me see a lot of people bashing the mother, talking about she's careless, she this and she that. Me don't get it. I don't get it at all. It's so ironic that today my son went on a trip. My son had been sick earlier this week, and the principal literally bad me up. She bad me up to get a certificate that my child was okay, was fit enough to return to school and to go on this field trip. To the point where my child the bus left me pick me, and me have to drive them down and find him because me did have to get the sick certificate first, and she was adamant. I may go big her up, big up yourself. I may go big up my son teacher them too, because them call me right along the way, and that is what it is about. So when I hear these people vilifying this woman for going on social media to basically to explain her disgust with the system, I don't understand it. Because you sign a letter authorizing your child to go on this trip, and you're leaving your child in the care of the teachers, the school, who have asked for permission to take the child on the trip. Right? Now, if the bus develops mechanical problems, it is the responsibility of the school to contact each and every single parent who is on that trip to let them know that the bus has developed mechanical problems. It cannot be left on the parent, all of these parents, these 60-odd parents whose children were on the trip, to be calling around like Chinese telephone to find out the whereabouts of their children who are stuck in Mandeville town. And for the mother who did that counter video to pick up for the school, you're being disingenuous. And I'm very upset about it, because obviously you have a different type of relationship with other people, and you were able to track down that the child was stuck at Mandeville. But I heard this mother saying that she tried to call the teacher more than once, and she went to the location and the child wasn't there. Now, number two, how are you trying to defend a teacher who did not know that her phone was on airplane mode, when the minute that the bus developed mechanical problems, the first thing she should have done is take up the phone? Then she would have seen that the phone was on. First of all, how the hell your phone end up in airplane mode when you're on a class trip? Anything can happen. So how is your phone on airplane mode? You understand? I don't get that. Fine. Make us say, for argument's sake, that the phone accidentally go on airplane mode. The bus developed mechanical problems. Right? The first thing you have to do is contact the school administration to let them know that, hey, two buses gone down, bus B has developed mechanical problems. Please see to it that get a list of all the students on that bus, which you should have had before you even left, so that you can account for them. Right? Call all the parents of all these children who you would have had a contact number for them, and let them know that this is the situation. We're stuck in Mandeville. This is what is going to happen. How dare you, therefore, try and turn this on the mother because she never come? The woman said she go there, and she up and down looking for her picnic. She go back home out of frustration, calling. Why did you leave this child in the middle of the town at 10, a 10-year-old. How can you think that this is acceptable? Even if the mother careless, even if the mother is a careless mama, how can you think it is acceptable to leave a child by herself, a girl child by herself in the town? You put her off a bus in the middle of the town when you know that it is because of no fault of the parent that the child is in this town at this point. Listen, the policy of each and every school is no child supposed to be left behind, you know. Right? So right there and there, so that teacher should be charged for neglect right there and then. So right there, so whoever left that child at that time of the night is responsible. Right? Because the teacher who was responsible for those children should not leave the location until all the children have been turned over to their parents. That is the decent thing to do. Who are these people that we have that we leave our children with? And I can't for the life of me understand how you are here defending the teachers when they do something like this and calling this parent irresponsible. How we get there, so? How we get there, so? Oh, the lady in her bed and she don't know. The lady said that the understanding when she get through was that they would call her when the child is nearby. And she calling, and nothing. She don't know where her child is. She up and down looking for her child. Where is the breakdown in the communication there? We have this way of vilifying the victim. Right? Just today, we see this woman. Yesterday we see this woman get killed by her jealous husband who she leave. We find a way to twist it, says the woman's fault. Every time something happens, we make the victim the villain. We always find a way to excuse this behavior, and it is this is the symptom of a sick society, right? Where we don't believe that we deserve better. How can we be excusing a child being left alone? Her mother signed a letter. This lady said she signed a letter. You can't, based on my experience with my child's school, you can't just carry a child on a school trip and the child go without the parents authorizing it. They require written authorization. So how can the child therefore be left unreturned by herself in the middle of a town in the dead of the night? And you expect that the school is not supposed to take responsibility? And then you are going to vilify this woman for coming forward with her plight. You know, 3 weeks ago, I see another story of a child who was injured. I think it's same Linstead. I'm not even sure if it's the same school. A child who received a head injury at school, trauma to the head, to the point where he had a traumatic brain injury. His skull was fractured because the father has updated that the child had brain surgery. If the child had shaved off, surgery, right? And this man had to rush to save his child life because they did not take the child to the hospital. And him come public and he's like, why are we giving these people a free pass? When are we going to realize that enough is enough? Listen to me and listen to me good, right? If I leave my child in the care of a responsible, capable adult, especially as a school teacher, I don't expect that my child is going to be left on the road. Suppose something did happen to me where I couldn't get to my child in time. And it's happened to me before. Listen, it has happened to me before. I have been stranded already in the country with a broken down car. And my son's teacher stayed with him until I reached for him at 7 o'clock. Right? And it wasn't even this one now. It was the one from last year. You understand? Or you make alternative arrangements to the point where if my child, my older child who is in high school, she knows that a safe place is the school that her little brother go to, because if anything can happen, you know, where people get stranded. Listen, raising the children is not up to the parents alone. You know, it takes a village to raise a child, according to Hillary Rodham Clinton. And me, the parent, have to be responsible, but the teacher has to take responsibility too. And leaving a child stranded in the middle of the night without even having the decency to inform the parent, calling the parent, It's irresponsible. And if something had happened to that child, the school would have been held responsible. Because the parent, you did not turn over the child. You did not turn over the minor child back to the care of the parent. The parent entrusted you with the care of the minor child. And you did not turn the child over back to the care of her parent. And according to the law, if a child is on the road after 9 p.m., it is a crime. So that is a crime you committed when you left a child stranded on the road. I think this administration said that they were going to enforce that law. Right? The law where basically if you leave a child on the road, if you can't find your picnic, right? The responsible adult is supposed to be held accountable because that is child neglect. For a child to be on the road, a minor to be on the road after a certain time of the night. I don't want to hear no foolishness within the talking about is the woman's fault and the woman send her picnic on a school trip and leave the picnic with the teacher. What kind of foolishness that? You don't need to stop put up with foolishness. Anyway, when the time for hear me cuss now, me done cuss now.